Are you thinking about moving to Lake Elsinore, California? This area has a ton to offer with a ton of growth, but it's not for everyone. In this video, I'm going to break down everything that you need to know about Lake Elsinore, California, the good, the bad, everything in between, so you can decide if this is a good area for you. And we're going to get into it right now. What's up guys, Steven here with the Living North of San Diego channel. What we do on this channel is we go over all the information that you need to know about living north of San Diego, the Riverside area. So if that's something that interests you, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell so you're notified every single time we post a new video. We post a new video every single week. And also guys, if you're looking to buy, sell, relocate to this area, make sure to reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to help and assist you guys. So in this video, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be going over everything that you need to know about Lake Elsinore, California, the good, the bad, the pros and cons. Okay, and I'm not going to go in any particular order. And the first one that I'm going to be talking about is affordability. So Lake Elsinore is pretty affordable for right now. Lake Elsinore has been growing a ton in the last few years, and let me tell you why. So there's an area just north of Lake Elsinore called Corona. It's an extremely popular area. It's been booming for the last 5 to 10 years, but it's gotten extremely expensive. Now a lot of people have been looking into Lake Elsinore rather than Corona because of how affordable it is. To give you an example, you can find a home between 4 to 5 bedrooms, 2,500 square feet, anywhere from between $500,000 to $600,000, new construction in Lake Elsinore. Something like that in Corona can cost you anywhere from about 100 to 150 plus or more starting price in Corona. So there's a big difference between the two, and location wise, they're very close to one another. So affordability is a huge thing right now for Lake Elsinore, but let me tell you again that it's not going to stay like that for a long time. The northern part of Lake Elsinore in the last couple of years has really taken off with a lot of new builds and a lot of new stuff coming to Lake Elsinore. So if that's something that you're looking for an affordable area, but maybe you want to be closer to Corona or you commute to Orange County, maybe look into Lake Elsinore. That would be my suggestion. And also guys, if you're looking for new construction homes and you want more information about that, check out our other channel where we focus on just new builds. We have about over 150 videos on that channel of literally just property tours of new homes in Southern California. And I'm going to put the information down here on this video and also in the description. So if you want to look at those, you can also check out that other channel. My next pro is going to be new development. So kind of going back to the affordability where I talked about new homes, there's a ton of new homes coming to Lake Elsinore. The northern part of Lake Elsinore is growing a ton right now. They have a lot of new builds with companies like Pulte, Richmond American, you got Meritage Homes. You have a ton of different options. And the cool thing about it is a lot of people like new builds because of obviously, first of all, who doesn't want a new home that's never been lived in before? A ton of warranties that come with the home. Right now in this market, as I'm making this video in the summer of 2025, there are a ton of incentives that these new builds are offering right now, which is so hard to pass up on. They're offering buy down rates. They're offering to pay your closing costs, sometimes include solar for free, price reductions. Right now, if you're a buyer, is a good time to negotiate with new builds, and they're willing to negotiate with you. But let me tell you now that that won't last forever as the market shifts. But guys, new builds is a big thing right now in Lake Elsinore. They're going for great prices right now, especially if you're looking for a good size, big lot home. Lake Elsinore is the area to check out, because if you're trying to find that same home anywhere around where we are right now, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. So definitely, if you're looking for a new home, check out Lake Elsinore. Another pro is going to be quiet suburban feel. So Lake Elsinore isn't like a destination place at all. It's more of a place where people live. There's a lot of homes there. There are shoppings, but not a ton. But it's a good place for families if you're looking for that suburban quiet feel. There's a lot of families here, a lot of families who are relocating here from LA, Orange County, and San Diego, and also from different states. So if that's something that you're looking for, then definitely come check out Lake Elsinore. If you want to be closer to a lot of things to do, then maybe don't check out Lake Elsinore, because I'll be honest, there's not much to do in Lake Elsinore. So that would be another pro. If you're looking for a quiet place to live, definitely check out Lake Elsinore. So the next two pros that I want to share with you can either go with a pro or a con, depending who you are. Okay, so my next one's going to be Commute. So a lot of people who are moving from LA and Orange County are looking into Lake Elsinore. Yes, it still can be somewhat of a drive, but you have easy access to the 15 and the 91 freeway. So if you're going to be commuting out to LA LA or Orange County, Lake Elsinore is a great place to look into if you're okay with a little bit of a longer drive. A lot of people have looked into Menifee, Temecula, but those areas are definitely further away. So Lake Elsinore is definitely a top spot to look into, especially now that Corona is very expensive. Corona is a top area that people look into who are commuting from Orange County and LA. But like how I mentioned a few times already, Corona has gotten very expensive. So Lake Elsinore is the next top pick. So the Ortega Highway is another great place to cut through if you are commuting to Orange County, just depending if you're commuting to the northern part or the southern part of Orange County. I would say Lake Elsinore is a great option depending on who you are, and especially if you have a hybrid schedule. If you only have to work in the office once or twice a week, Lake Elsinore is definitely a great place to come and check out. So my next pro, and this is going to be my last pro for now, and this is what I mentioned earlier, that this could be either a pro or a con depending on who you ask, is the weather. So in the summertime, it gets really hot. It can be in the hundreds for a couple of weeks out of the year, or even sometimes a few weeks out of the year, but it does cool down. There's not much of a crazy breeze in Lake Elsinore, unfortunately, but it does cool down in the evening time, so that's super nice. It's not like Las Vegas or Arizona when it's 115 degrees and during the day, it only drops down to 95 during at night. That's not the case here in Lake Elsinore. If it's 100 degrees, it will drop down to 75, 70 in the evening times, which is super nice. Also, in the winter time, there's not much of a winter here. It does get cooler, but if you ask anyone from out of state who lives in like the snow states, then this is nothing for you. But yes, we don't really get 4 seasons here. It's either it gets really hot or it gets cold. So that's a pro for those who like warmer weather, who don't really care for the cold winters. This is going to be a pro for those who like the warmer weather. There are a lot of people out there who prefer the heat over the cold. I'm one of them. I hate the cold. I'd rather be in really hot weather than cold weather. I've heard the argument tons of times that in cold weather you can bundle up. Doesn't matter to me. I would rather be in the heat over the cold any day of the week, any day of the year. It doesn't matter to me. But yes, so if you like the heat, you will not mind Lake Elsinore, California. All right, now we're going to get into the cons, okay? So the first one I'm going to start off with, how I mentioned in the pros, is commute, okay? So it's not a close commute to Orange County and LA, or even San Diego. Do a ton of people who actually work out in Orange County, LA, and San Diego live here? We've helped out a ton of families move out to Lake Elsinore who commute out to those areas. But a lot of these people have hybrid schedules where they only have to go into the office once or twice a week and they work the rest of the times at home. So the commute isn't that bad for them. But if you're going to be commuting out 5 days a week, it can get old over time. Depending on the time that you leave your home and you come home from work, it can all make a big difference where your commute from Orange County could be just over an hour, or if you're sitting in traffic, it could definitely be over 2 hours. It is a little bit further away than other areas to look into. So if you're looking for something to be a little bit closer, then Lake Elsinore probably wouldn't be a great fit for you if you're going to be commuting out to major cities. My second con is going back to the weather. How I mentioned earlier, it does get really hot here. So if you don't like the heat, you're not going to like it here. It does get really warm. It's somewhat dry. There's not much to do here. So if you want to go anywhere to avoid or escape the heat, there's not really much to go do in Lake Elsinore. So you're going to either be stuck in your house or you're going to be driving out to the closest mall to avoid the heat. So if you don't like extreme heat, then this is not going to be a place for you. Also, if you want 4 seasons, then this is not going to be a good place for you either. Just this part of Southern California, we don't really necessarily get 4 seasons. We might get a fall that lasts for like 2-3 weeks where you might get the leaves fall down just a tiny bit. And around springtime as well, it just goes from being cold into just getting really hot. But yeah, if you don't like the heat, then don't move to Lake Elsinore, California. Another con, and this is based on information that you find online, are schools. So schools aren't rated the highest here in Lake Elsinore, unfortunately. So anywhere that you look online, they're going to range anywhere from 4 to 6 out of 10. But I will say that the schools have been getting better over time. You need to understand as well that even if the schools got better from one year to another, it's going to take time for the ratings to catch up. Lake Elsinore, once again, has been growing a ton. They've been recruiting from other really good school districts to Lake Elsinore to help grow the school district. But as of right now, they're still working on it. There are actually really good schools in certain parts of Lake Elsinore. So if you're looking in the northern part of Lake Elsinore, which is called Albert Hill, they have actually really good schools in that community. Also, if you're looking down south, you're looking southeast Lake Elsinore, which is Canyon Hills, they also have really good schools in that area. There are pockets in Lake Elsinore where schools aren't rated the highest, so I'll definitely do research. We can definitely let you know which schools tend to do a little bit better than others, and also a lot of people look into private or charter schools who are moving to Lake Elsinore. But if you're trying to find a high rated school district, Lake Elsinore might not be the area for you. And my last con for this video is going to be limited amenities. Like I mentioned earlier, there's not much to do here in Lake Elsinore. You do have your shops, you do got a Costco, Target, Lowe's, you got your Walmart and fast food restaurants and a couple sit down restaurants. But other than that, there's not much to do here. They also have the Lake Elsinore outlets, but I'll be honest, that outlet has been kind of going down here the last few years. A lot of the major stores have actually left, which is unfortunate, but it's still kicking. So it's still going, the outlets are still there, but it's not like how it used to be. It's not even close to what it used to be. A lot of people used to go there all the time. I actually used to go there all the time. It was the closest outlets to where I grew up. So unfortunately, there's not much to do. There's not many amenities. There's just not much to do in Lake Elsinore, especially if you got kids. But the good thing about Lake Elsinore is you're close to a lot of big areas. So you're close to Corona, you're close to Temecula, you're close to Menifee, where there's a lot more things to do. So that's a good thing about Lake Elsinore. But if you want to have something to go do, you know, a 5-10 minute drive, then Lake Elsinore is not going to be a good fit for you. So based on all the pros and cons that I mentioned, I really think that the pros outweigh the cons by a lot. Lake Elsinore has a ton to offer. It's still growing. It's still very affordable. Will there be a few things about it that you may not like? Yes, but what area is perfect? There's no perfect area. It's just you need to make sure that it's good for you and your family, if it's a good fit. And I just wanted to make this video for you, for those who are thinking of moving to this area, hoping to make it a little bit easier for you to make the decision if this is a good area to look into or not. Once again, I personally think the pros outweigh the cons. And if you guys have any questions about Lake Elsinore or any area close to Lake Elsinore, make sure to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help and assist you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video.